What up? One of the people I'm gonna play. Welcome to another race. Looks like we got WX Fan joining in just a second. So we're here to bring you another race of the Super Metroid map Rando Multicategory tournament. We are. WX Fan has made it here. What's up? What's up? How you doing? We got another fun race here between Gameaholic and RJTheDestroyer.
This should be a good one, Derp. When I took a look at this last night after calling yours and Spiffy's game, I'm like, these two should put on a really good and solid best of three here.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I didn't get a close look at the beginning, but neither runner finding Morph Ball early. Both runners kind of on a bit of an adventure. And in very different parts of the world. Gameaholic has made it to the ship, while RJ is still running around Brinstar. We're still getting everything set up in the commentary booth since we were both late to the party. But we'll get oriented soon enough.
Let me go take a look at game screen. If we're looking for Morph Ball, I know of one expert, or supposed Morph Ball expert that's in this tournament. Right now, Ding?
Well, we got a map. I didn't see where RJ got Morph, but it looks like they both have it now.
Morph is a good thing.
That it is. Kyria had another major in the top right, it looked like, which the runners can get. Next to the starting category, which is Varia plus the water movement items. So they are able to use that grapple beam and the high jump and spring to go all the way from the bottom of this room to the top and get this major here on the top right. RJ's headed there now. Gameaholic is somewhere else. I don't think they got the criteria map, actually. Yeah, so how are you doing on this fine Friday afternoon?
I'm
WX
good.
fan?
My apologies for running late, but I am here. Still waking up from a nap, but I'm here.
Classic. I wish I had a good excuse, but I was just eating chicken farm.
Oh, sounds amazing.
It was very good. I did not see what that major was that RJ just got. Luckily, our tracker, NN, has been doing like all the tracking for this tournament lately. Actually, looks like it was an X-ray. You can actually just see it on the HUD. No tracker was needed for that one.
True.
We just had to open our eyes. Looks like we got Gameaholic's cropping fixed. That was a little bit stretched for
I got you.
bit.
Now I got the timer on there as well.
Let's go.
Chat, you can pay me in cookies. Double stuffed Oreos, preferably. Or if someone wants to make them, totally fine with that too. I'm kidding. Oh, here we go again. Chat's already starting with the waffles.
You kind of bring it on yourself, I won't lie.
I'm aware, but that's okay. They really want this exhibition game between Toaster and Waffle.
I mean, it could still
Breakfast
happen in the
on
tournament,
Sabbaths.
right?
That is, it's definitely true.
RJ coming over here, getting those super missiles we saw Gameaholic get earlier. So that's going to be a nice buff, nice boon, be a better word.
A lot of missiles here in Criteria. Not a lot of those supers or power bombs.
Yeah, and I don't think Gameaholic has Morph, actually. I think RJ found it somewhere in Bryn, and Gameaholic has yet to find it, because otherwise it seems odd that he wouldn't just get the map. So I'm gonna make an educated guess that Gameaholic is still looking for that, and unfortunately is not looking in the right spots.
Nope.
There's also a Ridley in Criteria, which is not gonna help us very much. Actually gonna be kind of annoying. We're gonna have to come back to this earlier, or later, when we have the ability to fight him.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not something you typically like to see when you can just find bosses like Ridley early. Or even like a Dragon. If it's a boss you can't beat here early, that's not the greatest. Because that backtracking can really, really hurt.
It's especially rough in settings like these, where basically every boss except Ridley is doable. So
yeah,
it has to be exactly Ridley that you have to come back for, basically.
Pretty much.
Gameaholic is running out of directions to go, so we'll likely be hitting that Morph Ball soon, once he heads back to Bryn. RJ, meanwhile, headed back to Bryn himself, gotten a speed booster for his troubles. That's gonna be nice. Always love having high jump and speed for the really nice movement through pretty much every room.
Game with the reset, no Morph Ball, can't do Indiana Jones because you can't get through the tunnel.
Yeah, there's a lot of Morph locks up here in Criteria. Not a good place to be without the item that the game is built around you having very early.
Oh my, RJ getting grabbed by the yapping maw.
Makes it out, no problem.
Yep.
Okay, so we can see where Morph was. It was up the Red Tower elevator to the right. That was GT, and the GT missile item was Morph, apparently.
Ah.
So Gameaholic just needs to go that way, go up towards the map. Although, interestingly, I don't know if that's in logic. Just jumping across like that. So there might be a early space jump hiding somewhere for us to grab. I wonder. Gameaholic. RJ actually coming right behind Gameaholic. We see a high five there. Unfortunately, Gameaholic needs to turn back, running into yet another morph block. There aren't that many more directions to go.
Yeah, this isn't usually like game. Normally, he's one of the racers that you'll see really gravitate to opening up logic here pretty early. Not likely to see him struggle like this. Whose mode pick is this?
So this was Gameaholic's, or no, this was RJ's pick.
Gotcha.
So Gameaholic was the first ban. He banned no objectives. RJ banned the Metroid no MB2 and picked the Varia movement items that we're seeing right now. So our Game 2, Game 3 categories will be the double suit and then gravity and tanks. Doing a bit of fast forwarding these streams to get them closer to live. So just another thing with the restream, but we should be at live feed soon-ish. So just sit tight, be patient.
So yeah, again, Derp, congratulations. That was a fun one to call and a fun one to watch. You know, I've been a fan of yours for a while.
Thank you. Yeah, I watched it back. It was I felt a lot worse than I should have. I felt like I actually like watching it back. I played really well in that series, but
you played extremely well. Some of the best, honestly. I mean, I've seen and called a lot of your games. That was probably some of the cleanest I've seen from you in a long time, if ever. Like, you played.
We're back.
Your mind.
The stream is back. I think. Okay, so update.
Hooray.
Gameaholic just got his morph. He is now on his way exploring the places that he could not get to earlier because he did not get that morph ball. RJ is currently doing something I don't know if it's possible, using this X-ray to... Oh, it is possible. That's cool. I'll have to keep that in mind.
I wasn't sure what RJ was doing there, but nicely done, RJ.
Alright, so RJ is now out of logic over here on this side of the wrecked ship. Looks like there's a major up here, so we'll see what he gets rewarded with for this sequence break. Or not. Gonna try to do the grav jump instead of wasting time with all these spring balls. All these spring ball jumps.
Though these gravity jumps here through water are just so much fun when you can execute them properly.
Yeah, RJ having a little bit of trouble though. You need to jump like right before you hit the door trigger, and RJ's just jumping like a frame late. That was good, but
close.
He actually had too much speed, and
yeah,
letting go of jump to try to control it made RJ just lose all of his momentum.
So rude. Oh, finally! 23-minute explosives.
Kind of ironic that the, skipping the bombs gave him bombs.
Oh, making good use of the bombs does RJ.
Oh, apparently it is just in hard logic with screw attack, because you can just use screw to break the bomb blocks, so RJ didn't even need to do that clip to get those bombs.
There you go. Gameaholic showing off some not hard level tech. That was a double spring ball jump. I believe that was move. I think that's a very hard logic, if I'm not mistaken, the double spring ball jump.
I believe it's in very hard, yeah.
Very nicely done from Gameaholic. Oh, yes. Do it. Game. Do it. Do it for the fans. Didn't do it for the fans. No Spo fight. Sorry, Jet.
Maybe for the best. I'm kind of surprised Gameaholic isn't just going back to that criteria map. But I guess he did see the Ridley there. So might be thinking like, you know, there's not really a point in going back to criteria until Ridley is able to be fought.
Yeah. Game, as soon as he saw the baby skip room, he was like, really? I don't know what this is going to accomplish. This looks like it's just going to connect.
I mean, that's how I always feel hitting that room. It's like,
Yeah.
I have to go back through it now. This sucks.
That's charge beam and super's worth.
Not too bad, for sure. I mean, once game hits a better beam combo, this is a pretty comfortable go mode.
Yep.
And a couple tanks, I suppose. Also has a full reserve, so losing all his health here is not going to be a huge deal. RJ is done with Rex Ship. Now, probably going to be heading back to Bryn. And yes, Gameaholic is still looking for those explosives. RJ found bombs in Rex Ship off of Criteria, which Gameaholic has yet to go back to. Ever since getting that morph ball. Apparently, double spring ball jump is actually an expert tech.
Oh, interesting.
Which is kind of surprising, honestly. I feel like it very hard makes more sense for it. But I digress. I think getting across what RJ just found is in hard logic with the spring ball and high jump and ice to get across the second half, but I could be wrong. That might also be very hard. Either way, it looks like it led to the map, so I may have been tempted to try it anyways.
So RJ, charge ice, got bombs as well. Game's got his bombs.
Speed booster that RJ found is going to come in handy.
Massive find for RJ, that speed booster.
Yep, gets an E-tank for it. I didn't see where the speed booster came from, but
I didn't
we'll
either.
see it soon enough. It's kind of funny. Basically, all of the majors for RJ now are good because it's either gravity or beam. Found all of the luxury items basically.
Yeah,
this is a little bit awkward.
Yeah, the good thing for RJ is you're not gonna have to worry about getting out of here in this category. You got the high jump, but you're not gonna get stuck in that.
I mean, I assume RJ's gonna reset after getting the map. The reset back is only a couple of rooms. There's a Kraid. There is a major, which there's actually a few majors.
That could be all. It could be 3 majors, considering that's left sand pit, that's moat.
Potentially.
There they
There's
are.
another
They're
one
all
at the
here.
top.
They're all here. All at least 3 of the 4 majors. If that left side sand pit is double, that's all the majors.
I probably don't go for the far one up in West Ocean, but I like going for We'll see what RJ does. Looks like he's actually going for the sandpit major first. Getting that potential double. We'll go down this way to get Kraid as well. We've seen Ridley and Brinstar, or we've seen Ridley and Criteria and Motherbrain and Brinstar. So we're just looking for the last couple G4 bosses and a way to kill Ridley and Motherbrain. Which we technically have with this Charge Ice, but that's a little... maybe not what you want to rely on. Moment of truth.
It is. At least wave. Hold. Oh, one major.
Just a wave beam, but you're not going to be too sad about that.
Absolutely not.
I don't remember which direction... I think Kraid was to the right of this sandpit?
Yes, I believe so.
RJ?
Oh no, it was further down. Wasn't it? RJ, hit the map.
We'd have to look at the map again.
Hit the map for us, RJ.
Yeah, because this leads RJ back to where he was. I think RJ is just going to full clear all these majors, which... if that's the case, I think I would have preferred doing that sandpit one last. But... not a huge deal. You can see RJ can just climb back up, now go get those 2 majors above Aqueduct with no problem. Gonna do a tight short charge through the water, using the water momentum to slow him down while he built up the speed frames. RJ gonna go get this major at Moat. Is going to wake up the planet, going through Old Mother Brain. Gameaholic, unfortunately, it wasn't a GT fight. I didn't see why. Fortunately, there was a save right before the fight, but didn't look like Gameaholic was getting GT in the position he wanted. There's the power bomb, though. That's why Gameaholic was here, just to try to get that power bomb. This isn't actually too difficult of a fight once you get GT into position, because you can use Grapple Beam to get the drops while staying in this little spot. Because while you're here, GT will never hurt you. It will just keep spitting out balls and then jumping up. I don't know what this attack is, like what these projectiles are. Like eggs, maybe? Or just bombs. They do explode. Yeah, meanwhile, Gravity was found by RJ at Moat. See if he wants to go for the far major. It is guaranteed to be either Spazer or Plasma. Doesn't look like it. It's just going for this X instead. Which, I think I like this. Unfortunately, it gets a little bit punished with a power bomb. But Charge Ice Wave isn't a horrible beam. It's definitely not good, but with full movement, full suits, it's not super uncomfortable to end the game with this. We'll see how RJ feels, though. Gameaholic has defeated GT on the second try. Gets the potentially logical power bombs. He does have Charge Varia, so this might have been the intended pack. Find Bubble Mountain, which I don't think we've seen yet. Could be a Phantoon here on the left side. Or on the right side, rather. the major top of Rex ship. Was it the bombs that we saw RJ get? Or was there another one? Okay, there is a Fantoon. So... we'll see how this turns out. There is a world where Dragon is also in Brinstar, and that actually gets kind of bad for RJ, because he might go into this Meridia right next to Kraid and keep exploring areas. And as we know, if that's the case, he won't find any more bosses. So that could be a way that Gameaholic catches up. Won't have to check Rex ship or Meridia. But again, that's a big if. We'll see where Dragon actually lies. It could just be in Meridia right here. This 5-missile Fantoon fight is a bit miserable. Well, we're into Meridia. What will we find? Well, the map is not close. First thing you'll notice. It's all the way down. So let's start heading there right away. Nice elevator right out of the gate.
Sure. Sorry about that, but I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We saw Gameaholic fight GT for the first power bombs, potentially the logical first power bombs, and then get to this Brinstar map, which was blocked by Fantoon. So we'll get to see the full Brinstar map in just a second.
Love it.
Exciting stuff. RJ finds an empty Chozo statue. Meanwhile.
Alright. Mother Brain. Last major.
Yeah, have we seen that major? In Oh, there is Dragon is in Brinstar. Okay, so this is actually pretty big. Because RJ is gonna come all the way through Meridia and find nothing. And if this map is hard to get to, which it's not looking particularly comfortable, this could get messy. This could be a world. There could be a world where Gameaholic comes back in this, despite the morph shenanigans.
Yeah, and RJ with gravity suit. Thank you, NN. And thank you, Zero. Appreciate that.
It's a nice super for game.
Soup.
Nice soup.
Soup.
Okay, so Gameaholic knows that Ridley's in Criteria, Mother Brain, and Dragon are here in Brinstar. So he's just looking for Kraid, which is in Norfair. I don't remember exactly how to get to Norfair. I believe it's connected to Criteria.
I forget. Yeah, Criteria. Oh, and Meridia. So Criteria and Meridia.
Yeah, RJ was just exploring that Meridia, hit the map, and then found that there is no boss there, so it's gonna go backtrack.
Yep, makes sense to me too.
We are headed back. There's that top major in Norfair as well. Chat discussing if it's worth for RJ to go for it. It is either Spazer or Plasma. But it is pretty far away, and if it's Spazer, it doesn't gain you that much.
Nope. But it gains you so much more beam than RJ has right now in terms of damage.
Yeah, if it's Plasma, it probably comes out to be worth, but because you still have you'll get to do X Factors on Fantoon and Dre, and you'll get much faster Ridley and Motherbrain fights. But if it's Spazer, you don't get any of that, and I don't think it'll be worth the grab. So RJ gonna make the safer play, I would argue, and just skip it for now.
If I had to guess, West Ocean's Plasma and that Brain Major is Spazer.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we've seen that Bryn Major yet from RJ. I don't think so, though. So we should be seeing it in just a second for game.
It's close to it.
Maybe. He's right there if he wants to go grab it right now.
The only weapon you can get Raygon. It's yeah. A lot of heat down there. Doesn't matter. We have Vario. Oh, RJ back at the ship. 10 supers. I think he's gonna go for Ridley.
Yeah, it's not the most comfortable Ridley fight ever, but it's very doable. RJ has 5 tanks total, 10 supers, both suits.
Spazer. Yep.
Okay, so Plasma was that far, Major.
Yep, which makes sense. Out of the way with, worth getting to.
Yeah, it does make sense that the Plasma is further away. The game does try to do that with Plasma, where it'll try to make it farther away than Spazer is. Or harder to get to, I should say.
At least that's what I've seen. Sometimes.
Yeah, they're both filler items most of the time, but it does try to space them out like that. Either way, that is a light firepower upgrade for Gameaholic, who's also pretty far ahead on supers. 25 compared to RJ's 10. RJ actually does need to be a bit careful, taking a lot of hits from Ridley here. Gameaholic, meanwhile, has gone to Turian. Good news is... well, the bad news is there's nothing here. I don't know how close the map is. It's pretty far. Gameaholic gonna try to grav jump back out? Not yet. Gonna try to explore down here first. There are no majors, there are no bosses, but we'll see if Gameaholic is at least able to get to this map.
Game's struggling right now. And RJ too is putting all of chat to sleep with this Ridley fight.
I don't know if he is so relaxed as us. This is still a little bit sketchy. He has lost a lot of health, and Ridley is just now going below half. Does have those supers in reserve still. Waiting for the perfect moment to use those.
Chat not being put to sleep, but RJ is just about had enough of this Ridley fight. Again, we said it beforehand, this Ridley fight with Charge Ice Wave, not comfortable, it's not a lot of damage. RJ needs to hold. Ridley should be done.
I don't think Ridley's dead
Almost?
yet. Because Ridley was just... it was just after Ridley went down to half when the supers were fired, and there were only 9 supers, so should still be a few more charge shots for RJ.
RJ, please. RJ, please.
Oh, jeez. Well, I didn't see if Gameaholic made it to the Turian map, but did reset out of it. Okay, he did. Found out that there is nothing worth doing, so... just gonna head to the Dragon.
Tail whip.
RJ's
RJ's
hoping
gonna
that
risk it.
Ridley's...
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think Ridley was dead, but...
Nope. A very uncomfortable fight. At this point, you just send it. You keep fighting Ridley at this point.
We'll see. It looks like RJ's gonna go to Bryn first. Try to get that Bryn map. Which will do him some good. We'll probably get the Spazer now.
That'll make the
Actually, it looks like he's going straight for that item, so he's gonna be very happy to see this.
Any PRKD fans in chat?
Well, hopefully RJ is. He's definitely...
RJ laughed when he saw Spazer.
He's not happy to see it there, but definitely happy to have it.
Yep.
Gameaholic doing a lot of scanning the map here.
Game, this
out
isn't
the
Metroid
routes.
Prime. We don't get to scan the whole planet.
Suit didn't come with a scan visor? What a ripoff. What am I paying Chozo for?
It's a bummer they took away scan dashing in the Prime Remaster game.
Well, still like half exists, right? I don't remember exactly.
I haven't seen anyone scan dash with the Prime Remaster. I think it's pretty much gone.
Yeah, I know it was patched out. Like, it was patched out in, like, Prime GameCube, the 1.1 release. Alright, Ridley Part 2. This time, we're a little bit better armed. Have a beam combo that does 300 instead of 180.
I thought this does 450.
Nah, full charge ice wave spacer does 300. But either way, that's a 60 shot fight instead of the 100 shot fight we were doing earlier. Not counting the ammo, of course.
Game's last supers, and he's shaking his head like, really?
This Ridley fight is going a lot better for RJ.
Very much so.
Even disregarding
more
the...
comfortable.
Yeah, the first one was a practice fight. This is the real deal. Last one didn't count. Gameaholic needs to grab that. Oh boy. Gameaholic did not grab the this hallway item in time. He's fine with the various suit, but this is a bit of an awkward situation.
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
Yeah, good news is the lava doesn't actually rise to the top of this room, so we'll get a bit of reprieve. And there's actually a health refill right here, so losing all the health isn't going to make too much of a difference.
Game doesn't need no health refill for Dragon.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, I would have taken that health refill too. Okay. RJ has unloaded all the ammo. Ridley is still going at the moment, but it's looking very low.
At least it's not the fusion Ridley. We have to hear that ridiculous
RJ seems to think Ridley's dead. I don't know. Ridley's not acting very dead. Oh, well, there you go. Never mind.
Now he is.
Now he is very dead. Alright, we made it out. RJ gonna go grab this X. See if this is a super. Of course not.
Dickles would like you, has a question for you, Derp. He's exploding. How is that not acting dead?
Okay, well, he exploded after I said it. Come on. Alright, Gameaholic finished up that Dragon fight. Now needs to find Kraid and then go back for Ridley before he's able to beat the game. Does Gameaholic have to go this way? Can't he go back down the speed hallway?
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing this. I mean,
Doing the
it's quicker to
DSPJ
get
for
out.
style points, I suppose. Fortunately, having a bit of trouble with it. It is very tricky. It is an expert for a reason. There we go. Alright, RJ getting the bad news that if he wants the map, he's got to go through GT most likely. I think the way back was actually a one-way, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's back through this red tower, the green gate, which you cannot glitch through since it's a right side facing button. Oop. RJ gonna get this X and find more bad news. Yet another power bomb. We'll see how comfortable RJ is with this GT fight. This is... I think he's positioned a little bit far to the left. Yeah, that super's gonna hit him. And GT throws it. This is a good position right here, though. And, of course, right on cue, RJ backs out of it. We're good now, though. We get a nice cozy. You want to talk about a sleeper fight right here. RJ just chilling right next to GT, who's jumping in place, not even trying to fight.
Gotta love that AI minute.
Gotta love it.
Game staring at Ridley. RJ has to know this is Phantoon at this point.
Yeah, it's about to get the great news that Dragon is here and not in Turian. Although Dragon is pretty far away, if RJ isn't diligent in exploring the Brinstar map, he might overlook it. Not to jinx him, but just saying that is a possibility. RJ also gets to do this Phantoon with more than 5 missiles. That's always nice. You do like having missiles to do the fight that you need a lot of missiles to do comfortably. Believe it or not.
It's better in map render when you have just 5 supers and Phantoon is there early.
No, those are awful.
Not for chat, they're not. Not for me, it's not. I'm commentating it, not playing it.
I guess. It's not even that hard to dodge the in-rage attack. It's just so slow. Like, it takes so long to do a 5 super fight. Like, even a bad missile fight is significantly faster.
Jack,
Right,
welcome
so
in, folks. Welcome in.
Where was the map here in Norfair? Because that could actually decide a lot. RJ does have to go all the way to Dragon. Okay, it's pretty close. Alright, RJ thorough sees the Dragon.
And that's it. It's
Gonna
Dragon.
plan out his route.
RJ is in prime position to take game number 1. There's the map that you were asking for. Not that far away there, Derp.
Yeah, we'll see. Gameaholic gonna try to spark across this sand pit. It's a tight short charge, though.
Folks, time to get some stuff out of the way with. Exclamation point R in the Twitch chat gimmick. You can go ahead and follow the runners. Exclamation point C to follow the commentary and tracking team. Should you want to join the Discord, sign up and do a little bit of volunteering, or just want to join the Discord in general. That's exclamation point SMRMC in Twitch chat. And of course, you make sure you follow along with the bracket. That's exclamation point bracket.
Alright, so yeah, the map was actually connected to the other sandpit, if you remember from RJ. So getting across this sandpit, I'm not totally sure where this even takes him. Although, does it take him straight to Kraid? Is he gonna blind Kraid?
Possible.
No, he's gonna blind a health station.
No, it's the sandpit very south of this one. It's nowhere near Kraid. Remember, Kraid very close to Meridia.
Right, and that was in like the bottom right, but Gameaholic was kinda heading that direction. This is game 1 of a best of 3. All 3 games, if needed, will be played right here on twitch.tv/SpeedGaming. We did have some tech issues at the beginning of this match, but those should be all figured out, so it should be smooth sailing from here.
If this goes to game 3, Derp and I get to charge overtime to the tournament.
Yeah, I'll be sending an invoice to Eddie.
$200
after
an hour.
this.
Eddie can afford it.
I'm saying. That guy's loaded. You know that?
I mean, do you see how many shufflers he does?
That's where he makes his riches.
I mean, he's just getting rich in bits.
Okay, Gameaholic is
Eddie.
heading
We're kidding.
up here. Not totally sure if this is where Gameaholic wants to go. Although, this might actually lead the right way from the other direction. This might lead to, like, the top of Aqueduct. And Gameaholic can go back down.
The wrong way.
Yeah, I think it is... It feels kind of odd here. Gameaholic had a more direct path to try to go towards the map. It could have gone back to the green pirate shaft and then gone up the middle right door. Actually, it looks like he's going to reset and go straight there.
Man,
but funny enough, if he kept following that path, I think he was going to top of Aqueduct. Going up to the parlor.
That PED suit is so nice. That sprite. Who wants to create us a Spore Spawn sprite, chat? That would be crazy. I don't even know if it's possible.
Oh, RJ making his way over to Dragon. We'll see what method he uses to deal with the fight. Could use the speed booster. Could use the grapple. Could use the ammo.
RJ released the power bomb. Didn't break the tank. Had to release the second one.
Yeah, the powerbomb trigger is in a kind of weird spot in that room, actually. It's like... It's on the left side, like right above the door, I believe. So if you lay the powerbomb too low, it just doesn't hit. RJ gonna at least open up with some ammo. Probably gonna swap the grapple beam.
RJ's getting bullied with swoops too with Dragon.
Well, does get the grapple kill on the easy side, so all is forgiven.
Crispy fried shrimp, anybody?
And now one remains. Mother Brain.
RJ finished his route here perfectly.
It does have to be said, with how far behind Gameaholic was at the beginning, just not getting that morph ball for so long. There, saw the crate, is just going to head there as soon as out the seed. Will not be far behind RJ at all. Does need to go back and kill Ridley though, so that might take a little bit longer. But as we pass the hour mark, RJ is getting ready for the final fight. Gonna farm up to full, get to full ammo as well, perhaps. Really wanted that missile, but fell through the crumble blocks. Could not get it. So, 28 missiles is enough.
28 and 15 plus the PRKDB? Absolutely. Game finally on to grade as well.
For a second, Mother Brain wasn't dying instantly. I was like, this should have been enough ammo. And it was.
Yes, yes, chat, you want to play the guessing game of the escape timer. Let's do it!
This is going to be really short, because Criteria is right nearby.
Get your guesses in, and then none of that. Guesses have to end in either a 5 or a 0. If you want to get it 100%. Get your guesses in.
I'm going to guess 107.
And then says the developers of this game.
Well, technically, the developers of this game had it set to 3 minutes. We're the ones who changed it.
Okay, map Rando developers, my apologies. Yeah, I'm gonna go something crazy. I'm gonna go 55 seconds, Derek. What do you think?
I was thinking about 55 seconds, yeah.
Nice.
Maybe a full minute, but no longer than that.
Yeah, we did a couple 1 minute flat guesses.
Yeah. Well, it is actually a bit awkward. We have to wrap back around Brinstar a little bit awkwardly, so it might be a little bit longer, like 105.
Here we go.
Oh wait, this isn't bad at all.
Minute
well, I was right. I'll take it.
Let's go. Plastic gets it. Nicely done. Derp, I guess we'll give it to him after, you know, changing his guess.
Hey, I got my guess in before the timer showed. It counts.
I said changed his guess.
I got it in at the buzzer. It counts.
That's right. Derp and Plastic win. You get nothing but bragging rights.
I'll donate my bragging rights to NN. Deserves it. for all his hard work.
Mm-hmm.
So RJ finishes the first seed in first place with an official time of 1:04.22.
GG's.
GG's RJ. Winning his map pick.
Welcome back, you wonderful, beautiful people, you. This is game number 2. Gravity 9+1 has been selected, so the opposite of what we saw in game number 1, which was Varia plus movement. This is Gravity Suit with 9 energy tanks and a reserve tank. Derp and I back here again with you. NN back on tracking, because if we didn't let NN track, this entire stream may in fact blow up. Kidding, of course, but the MVP is here. NN is here.
Unfortunately, the stream may have blown up a bit while NN was here, so...
We don't talk about game number 1. Those tech issues didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
So true. Yeah, we saw an interesting game 1. It was RJ's category pick, Varia plus water movement items, and saw a kind of annoying early seed. Neither runner was able to find power bombs for a long time. Gameaholic was missing Morph for about 20 minutes. And RJ was able to take it, but now we are on to Gameaholic's pick, which, as he mentioned, is Gravity 9+1.
Yay!
If this goes to a game 3, the decider will be double suit. So, kind of fitting. We see both of the single suit categories and then the double to decide the game, decide the series. But we'll see if Gameaholic can take it there.
Plasma Pirates, interesting. Can't go there.
Can't do that. We do find a super missile here at the bottom of Bubble Mountain. That does get us back towards the map, which was blocked by a missile door, going through the other side of the pre-G4 hallway. And we even get a super refill for our troubles. Look at that.
Best use of the ammo room there.
We also get a vanilla save, so you know for sure you can make this jump. Even if you can't do these tight wall jumps, which are pretty tricky, but RJ got them very quickly, actually. Well done. He's gonna find this plasma pirate room as well, and not gonna bother with it. Actually, RJ might be thinking of doing a deboost. Going to the other side, checking this out first. Just find a super door.
East Ocean. RJ getting further and further away from the map.
Yeah, Gameaholic, meanwhile, did go this way, found an X-ray, now found Mount Everest, but the map does not connect very intuitively over here. You'd expect the map to connect to the top, but that's actually the bottom of Hodorubi Missile. Or the up-down door of it, I should say. Gameaholic instead going to do these gravity jumps. I believe these are in hard logic to gravity jump up to the top right. And it's only the top middle door gravity jump that's in very hard.
I believe they are.
Well, unfortunately, that is the end of the road here for Gameaholic. No morph to get through.
That is brutal.
It's definitely not great. It looks like that is where the map will connect, though, going to one of the left doors there. But we gotta find morph, and we gotta find a bomb item. Oh, there's morph.
Oh.
Step 1. Find morph.
What? Yep.
Complete. We did it. On to step 2. Find bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Or some kind of explosive.
I hear Nevdi just starts with morph now automatically because we've given him so much crap about it.
Well, RJ's gonna do this gravity jump. Gonna find the bad news, though.
It's Bazir.
I think RJ's gonna be pretty upset seeing this. Yeah, you can see him in the camera. He's like, I knew this was here. What am I doing? Alright, so... Gameaholic. I don't know if he has a save for this. Oh, he can get back. So he's just checking this item. I don't know if he saw it earlier. It is just a missile, but...
Hey, when you don't have any missiles and you find your first missile pack, you don't say no.
True. Actually, a nice heads-up play from Gameaholic. I did not catch that. You could go through the crumble blocks of jail, where the morph ball was found, and that actually took you to the front of the pre-high jump room. And then from the front, you could grab the right item and then get over back to the left. Cute little connection there. And Gameaholic has gotten all the value out of that. This Spazer actually puts getting up the wreck ship main shaft in logic, because you can shoot the blocks from below. You can't do it with pea shooter because it doesn't go high enough, but because the Spazer beam is so wide, you're actually able to hit all of the blocks and you're able to get up. Gameaholic turning off the morph ball. That might not have been what he meant to do. There we go. Alright, up the shaft we go. The wreck ship shaft we go. You can see the Spazer beam hits those blocks. You can do this tricky little jump to get through, and we are in to the room.
The room.
Yeah, RJ gonna go for this X-ray once again. We saw this from him last game. I don't know exactly how this works. Does it just like get you end up higher up? Well, Gameaholic found the connection to the map. It is the single chamber, but unfortunately, without those bomb blocks, can't actually make it to the map there. At least not from that way. He might be able to make it from the other left door in wreck ship main shaft. But it's gonna go the other direction first, hunting for some bombs. Hey, look. It found some bombs. Okay, so chat explaining it, that makes sense. What RJ is trying to do is use the X-ray to stand up and then get into like the raised crouching position like you would use in a normal floor clip, and then floor clip. There's another E-tank for Gameaholic. Not really what you need to see with how many tanks you start with in this mode, but... And yeah, as chat also points out, if RJ just did the intended route to get these missiles, would have had them a while ago. But it looks like he's headed that way now.
Kapow says RJ wants a game 3. Throwing confirmed? Question mark.
RJ's a man of the people, as you know.
Oh, come. If RJ found Spore Spawn, RJ would fight Spore Spawn.
Ooh, does find these items. It is just missiles, though, as we see immediately from Gameaholic getting the map. But hey, there's the missiles RJ wanted so badly.
Double Bryn.
Now he gets two of them.
Could very well be double Major at the back end of Gauntlet.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a loop to get those majors, though. Have to go all the way up the Green Hill Zone, and then all the way down through several rooms to get back. But that is really the only other thing of note here in Meridia. I think you do go grab it here. At least I would. this early on. I think you could do that, and then you can choose to loop either into Bryn, or you can actually go up to either of the other areas that are connected to the wreck ship shaft. Looks like Gameaholic is going to go. One more save, just to make sure he knows where he's going.
You can also tell Gameaholic is on a mission. Clearly,
Gameaholic definitely wants the game 3.
Yeah, Gameaholic clearly not happy with himself after game number 1.
Yeah, it never feels good to get a late morph in these seeds.
It was a missile and plasma pirates. Oh, that was pretty game. I mean, not as pretty as Derp halfway saving in a save station, but I mean, still nice.
Surely it'll happen to someone else, right? Like,
I've never seen
surely?
that before. That was amazing, and your reaction to the camera was even better.
Anyways, this is a... I don't actually think we mentioned it in Game 1. This is a lower bracket match, so the loser is going to be knocked down to the silver tournament. Silver bracket. I believe Jay Meisher was the first person to get put into the silver bracket earlier today.
Ooh.
Well, this is looking pretty good.
Goodbye,
sad to see the Spacer go, but
yep.
Not that
I'm
sad.
not sad to see Spacer go. Bye, Spacer. Plasma beam, best beam.
Alright, so RJ going up here, probably just going to be following in Gameaholic's footsteps for at least the first bit of this. We'll see if he also goes for this further major. I would expect so. This is a pretty tricky jump. I'm kind of surprised how quickly Gameaholic got it. You see RJ having a little bit of trouble with this mid-air morph. Gets it that time, though.
Yep.
Not too bad. And it looks like Gameaholic is going to choose to go over to Brinstar, so going to have to do another gate glitch here.
Gameaholic's favorite.
Shooting a bit late, it looks like. There we go.
Yeah, he was definitely shooting a lot later than normal. But rebounds with no problem. We don't say no to 15 supers here early either, Derp. That's a wonderful ammo count to have this early on.
Alright, to Brinstar we go. The map is in the top right-ish. Gameaholic doing the ledge grab climb instead of the wall jump climb. Not super relevant in map rando. You don't see the climb that often, especially not going up with no other items. But it is worth mentioning that both climbs are technically very close to exactly the same speed. Gameaholic actually ends up in another new area, into Norfair. Does not want to be there, though. Gonna head back to Bryn. Try to get that map. I don't know exactly how close this gets Gameaholic getting through the Coliseum. I think the map is still a pretty good amount up, so Gameaholic will need to find a way to go up. in one of these rooms. That's a way to go up, but not actually too far. Once again. And not exactly possible with this current loadout. It is possible, but it's not in logic. Ammo refill is nice, though. But unfortunately, it looks like that might be it for Bryn. For now. RJ, meanwhile, has gotten that Meridian map. Sees that Major, is currently formulating the route to get it.
Chad, if you look really, really closely, right above RJ's head, imagine this was a comic book, right? Or some sort of cartoon. You had those, like, thought bubbles. And you could just imagine all the calculations he's running in there. Okay, if I go that way, and it leads to that way. But if that way's there, I got to do the gate glitch there. And if we go up that way, and you could just imagine and formulate it that way, all right? Just imagine it, chat. Don't worry.
What's the movie with Zach Galifianakis where like all the numbers start appearing in front of his face?
I don't
You know what I'm
know,
talking
but
about?
I've seen the meme.
Yeah, that.
And then post it in the post it in the commentary.
Yeah, in the
Discord.
Discord. I say it out loud as if anybody in chat can see it. Oops. Well, Gameaholic decided that Norfair is the place to be after all. Now finds himself in a very nice room here in Big Pink.
Oh, nicely done. First time gate glitch, RJ showing off.
Always love to see a nice quick gate glitch. Gameaholic finds the bowling alley.
Bowling.
No, what he was hoping for though. He was trying to get to this map that's right here next to the room, but not currently accessible.
And game finds of the wave beam.
So RJ actually went into Bryn and checked how close the map was. I wonder if that means that he is planning on going to a different area. We might see some divergence here.
I don't think there was another connector out of Meridia. I think it was just the Bryn.
No, there was Criteria and Turian were both on the far right side over by the wreck ship shaft.
There's nothing here. There's no bosses. There's a lot
No
of
bosses.
majors.
There are a lot of majors though, but the thing is, majors aren't actually that valuable in this mode because you already start with so much health and gravity. You don't need any more majors once you get morph, so we'll see how much exploration Gameaholic wants to do here.
I mean, speed is probably the biggest one they want. And obviously
speed.
Charge beam. It's really speed and charge if you think about it.
I would argue speed and ice, but charge is definitely good as well.
Yeah, I mean speed for speed locked rooms.
You're definitely not opposed to finding like a Varia suit as well, or a high jump makes movement a lot better.
Absolutely not.
Space jump. Well, Gameaholic actually has space jump already.
Who didn't want a green Bryn tower? Which one of you didn't pay the watering bill? The Edacoons over here have to deal with this? I mean, come on. How do you expect them out here to jump off the walls if they could easily crack one of those, one of the plants? Come on, chat.
Well, Gameaholic's not going to wait to find out. Just going to breeze past those Edacoons. He's got a sight set on this major right here.
Hi to the Edacoons.
And it's a speed booster, so...
Speed booster?
Yeah, I think with speed booster and that super pack, I would actually like to see Gameaholic just leave. There's...
Yeah.
Like, sure, these majors could be good, but you don't need them. Just
no, they're filler at this point. And then making a good point here as well.
There's another close
X pants here, room is also potential lock. Need grapple or ice.
Gameaholic's spending a lot of time looking at the map. I wonder how much he's going to do. There's a close X at this door directly to the left, right above the powerbomb bridge. Gameaholic not going to go for it though. Still eyeing those majors, it looks like. Gonna at least scout this one here.
Yep, good peek. Ice beam.
There's ice. I mean, once you know it's there, you might be tempted to go grab it. But it is a bit of a pain to get.
Oh, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible to get.
It's pretty bad.
So we are in Green Bryn Tower that is not watered. We'll have to call the watering services here on Planet Zevis.
Gameaholic actually went into the room with the X and then left. Gonna save. Make sure the power bomb situation works out, I assume, is what's on his mind.
Gameaholic. Yeah. It's the dead end for him.
Yeah, but there's an X and potentially 2 missiles.
Power bombs.
Honestly, that's fine, given how light on power bombs Gameaholic was looking. As RJ is now following in Gameaholic's footsteps, has made his way to Norfair. So we'll see how much he does.
But yes, in case chat doesn't know I was kidding about dehydrated Green Bryn Tower, none of your fault. We go from Big Pink to Big Irritation. Look how red Big Pink is.
Alright, so Gameaholic looks like he's might be just grabbing all these majors. It's actually not that hard to grab them. There's one pretty close right up the elevator. There's another one through this door here, a volcano. Go back to Big Pink, there's another. So as much as I was saying you don't need them, they aren't actually that much of a time commitment, so it's probably better, or it's at least fine to grab them. Check them out, see what you find.
True.
Gameaholic gonna keep the screw attack.
Absolutely.
Though, I would argue that screw attack's basically the worst item you could have found, so the save wasn't really necessary if you're not going to reset it.
Spring Ball in these settings.
Spring Ball's probably... Well, the thing is it worse?
I mean, we don't need...
You don't have bombs still. Well, there's Varia. RJ actually beats Gameaholic to it.
Nicely done.
Didn't grab the speed booster, though, which is the important major here.
Yes. So RJ is going to go get Varia and Ice.
That is nice, but how many speed locks did we see in the first 2 areas?
I wasn't paying attention to speed lock rooms, but I don't think we saw Dakaras at all.
Great news, neither was I.
Fantastic! Maybe someone in Twitch chat was. And if that's the case, we're calling you out. Because why would you just be looking for the speed lock rooms? Nah, I can't.
Gameaholic has paused a lot here in Norfair. If there was a speed lock, I'd like to think I would have noticed it.
Speed lock rooms, so pre-Batoon, we have Ice now. We don't, that's opens up. Dakara room, we still haven't seen. Pants is still a potential lock.
Well, we have Ice X-Ray, so that's fine now as well. Well, there's Speed Hallway. And then I think that's either Thread the Needle or Frog Speedway right next to it. So potentially one speed lock out of the way? Gameaholic's actually headed this way. There was a double X, or potentially a triple X over here, because it was Brinstar Reserve, rather. So potentially a big reward up the Lower Norfair elevator.
RJ's made up a lot of time.
That he has, but remember, a lot of that was from not grabbing speed, which could be costly. Okay, it's only a double X, but 2 X's is still quite nice. Gets 25 supers in total now. Gameaholic just needs one more and a couple more missiles to be go mode. Has the speed, has a comfortable beam combo and screw attack to deal with any enemies in the way. Excuse me. Say that 10 times fast. Yeah, things are looking good, and RJ isn't too far behind, but if we run into a speed lock and RJ doesn't go back for that speed, things could get a little bit nasty. It looks like he's going back for the speed now, though.
Wow, I've never seen that done before. Plasma on the metal pirates without charge. I didn't realize you could do that.
You can.
Wow. Nicely done. And now RJ's making his way over to speed.
A bit of a lore drop while we have time for it. There's a runner called named Kev Nastix who got a pretty big RBO PB today. Shout out to him. I don't know if he is watching.
Kev.
But I used to get mad at him all the time because he would X-ray those pirates in GT Classic. So every time he was on Restream, because I would usually be watching, he would always do it on purpose just to make me mad. So. Shout out to Kev, cool guy.
Yeah.
Met him at SG Live.
Oh, nice. I should try getting there this year.
Fun experience for sure.
Imagine me on commentary at a live event. God bless everyone's ears watching. There's the charge beam!
Alright, well, there really was no major that was super helpful for a game, but I guess the charge beam is the best. Prevents needing to hunt for that last super pack.
Yep. Go mode now for game?
Yeah, he's definitely wishing that he had done that first instead of, you know, going for those far X's. But better late than never.
Not gonna lie, kind of excited now. I kind of want to go and want to commentate live. I'd have so much fun with the crowd, Kurt. Conference location. I believe it's still in Herndon, Virginia, like it was last year. If I'm not mistaken. I know Dimensive is hanging out in chat, and I know Dimensive is a mod. Do we have the location this year yet?
I assume it's... I thought it was always in Herndon, Virginia, but...
Was it? Let me check.
It was the last few times, at least. Anyways, looks like Gameaholic is, once again, continuing the quest to get this Brinstar map.
Yeah, so it's gonna be October 23rd to the 26th, Herndon, Virginia.
Here it is. Gameaholic also gonna refill these power bombs. Actually, was sitting on 0 of 15. Now with these nice violas here, or multi-violas. I don't remember which one is which.
The red ones, I think, are the multi-violas.
Yeah, either way, these ones, whatever they're called, are going to give Gameaholic a nice power bomb refill. I actually made it.
They're called Robin's Egg Blue Bowling Balls.
I suppose. I would have liked to see Gameaholic break a couple more of those bowling balls to fully refill the power bombs, but that's alright.
Yeah!
Dragon should hook us up, surely.
One can hope.
Hopefully Gameaholic remembers that he has the... Okay, he's got the microwave. Just doing some practice short charges.
Why not?
I mean, you got the space for it.
Absolutely.
Nice and easy.
Beautifully done.
believe there's a crate here as well. Yep, it's at the top of the Key Hunter stairs. Gameaholic still running around with not many power bombs in the tank. Dragon did not, in fact, hook us up. But nothing we can do about it now.
Nope. Red Key Hunter stairs.
We got a crate up here.
Yep. Crate. So that's 2 bosses. Were these the only 2 here in Bryn?
I believe so. And then we don't know where the other 2 or Mother Brain are.
Let's see. We started in Meridia. We've seen Meridia, Norfair, Bryn. We haven't seen Criteria, Wreck Ship, or Torian yet.
Looks like RJ did get both charge and speed, by the way, and is
He did.
actually caught up quite a bit. Again, this Dragon fight's going to be very quick, like it was for Gameaholic with this microwave beam. We've got the Kraid right next to it, and then I would assume both runners are just taking this connector to Turian, or to Criteria rather, that's at the bottom of Bryn. You see Gameaholic going back down, potentially, probably just grabbing the C-Tank. Right? No, he's actually going this way. Okay. I did not see where this path led, I'm not gonna lie. Goes to Wreck Ship. Okay. It's a bit of a pain to get back, though. Well, I guess it's not too bad. Just have to go back through Dragon, basically.
We've seen Wreck Ship pay off a lot in this tournament.
It is a small area, so it's nice to get it out of the way early when you're in situations like this, where there's a lot of areas to check. Yeah, going to Wreck Ship and Turian. This doesn't look like a very small Wreck Ship.
Nope, no it doesn't. This pants room.
Well, good thing we have the ice and the X-ray. Well,
Game is like,
that
what?
is not what you wanted when you went to Paint's room. Okay.
I don't mean to laugh, but logically speaking, up and to the left, because that's where the map is, this should have been the way.
It was objectively funny. Like we're not laughing. We're laughing with the runners, right?
Oh yeah. I was also laughing at Game's reaction. That was perfect. Nicely done.
There we go. I actually got the clip without X-ray. The harder 1-frame window freeze.
So RJ saw the Criteria connector in Meridia, but obviously being where you are is trying to figure out where to go. I would be making a play for the Wreck Ship.
Yeah, looks like RJ's headed that way as well. Does mean we're still continuing with this no divergence. RJ just chasing down Gameaholic and making up a lot of ground. Just go for this missile, which is a bit strange. He does have charge, right? I assume surely NN isn't leading us astray.
Nope, RJ's got charge, he's got speed.
Seems a bit strange to be grabbing all these missiles.
Yeah, I don't quite get that. I don't know where he's going. Why he's doing this.
Also don't. Oh, there's a safe here.
He's going for the safe station.
Wait,
Smart.
this could actually be pretty big.
This is huge because he can revert out, and that could make this race neck and neck. Given how far away this map station is.
And then bringing up a good point, he did microwave Dragon. That's not something that will be very easy to do without charge. Believe it or not.
You know what, NN? We don't have time for your sass. I will defend Derp. There is no time for your sass. I'm kidding. Oh, chat. Hold.
I mean, this is towards the map.
Required Pospo. Hold.
Right, is RJ gonna clip back out, or is he just gonna reset? Just gonna reset. Okay. We do get a Spore Spawn fight, but it's not much of a fight with this beam. Just a full one-shot. Fun fact, your Charge Beam actually does double damage to Spore Spawn, who has barely over 900 health. So the full beam combo does 1800 damage, which basically double kills him.
So you beat him twice, got it? Phantoon?
Nope. Pretty common Phantoon spot, but not this time.
Alright. Mother Brain! But that's it.
Okay, that's actually going to be big for RJ, because RJ's going to reset out of Wreck Ship as soon as he sees that Mother Brain. And so I'm interested to see how the time shakes out. From Gameaholic going all the way, walking all the way out of Wreck Ship, compared to RJ taking the reset out. I'm interested to see how close they are. This is a really close race, and both runners have basically the same thing, so it's all up to execution and good routing decisions here. Gameaholic just barely ducks out of the high five. RJ's got to use his last power bomb to get to Spore Spawn. There is a major here, so again, this isn't going to be that important. Bombs are nice. And actually would be nicer for RJ, funny enough, since he only has 5 power bombs while Gameaholic has 15.
This is going to be a huge reset. RJ.
So fun fact, you need to damage your bosses with Charge Beam. They do not take damage from regular beam.
Nice.
There we go. Gets his power bombs back as well. It's a good thing he did. I hadn't missed this power bomb door earlier.
Gameaholic sees Criteria and Torian. Surely he doesn't go all the way back to Meridian knowing there's a Criteria door here in Rin.
Yeah, that would be a weird play. But it looks like that's what a Gameaholic is doing. I don't know if that one's closer to where he is.
Here comes the revert.
Yep.
Bam. This just became about a minute different race.
It's less than that, believe it or not. RJ is also trying to figure out the fastest way to the next area. I think it's he actually wants to go down and to the right. But I do think from there, instead of doing what Gameaholic did, which is go to the left and then into Meridia, it's faster to just go to the right and then go to Criteria. Gameaholic is going to get another tank for his troubles. Or not. Don't really need it with Varia, I suppose. What areas are we missing, by the way? We've seen Brinstar, Norfair, Meridia, Wreck Ship. Yeah, it's just Criterion Torian, holding all the rest of the goods. And so, this is kind of a crazy play to make in the middle of a race. I don't know if there's anybody who would do something like this. I think this Criteria is actually going to be really small because of how big Wreck Ship was.
I agree.
Because Turian is actually going to be bigger than Wreck Ship, right? Mm-hmm. Because the areas are labeled based on their size, except for Criteria, which is just the area with the ship.
So RJ is headed the same way.
So I actually think Criteria is going to be smaller than Turian, interestingly enough.
I can see that.
I don't know how that would change their decision making. I think I still like going to Criteria first. But it is worth noting. And yeah, as chat points out, it's pretty likely that both are required. Well, Criteria definitely required.
Oh,
as we see it Ridley right away. It's a much more comfortable Ridley fight than we saw from RJ last seed. This time, both runners are going to be having this full beam combo and a whole lot of energy.
Both very happy.
Nice fight from Gameaholic. RJ's spending a lot of time here, and I think, yeah, he's going back for that other Criteria portal. Gonna cost him the powerbomb though. That's his last one. Gameaholic finds out this is not the path to the map.
Nope.
It is technically possible that the two halves of Criteria are separated by a one-way.
That's definitely possible.
And it kind of is the case here. We see not really a one-way in this category because of how many tanks you have, but this room can act as a one-way a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, as we wait to figure out where to go next, Steve-O has already dropped the stuff in the chat. ! Go follow the runners. Follow the commentators and tracking team. I know myself, I will be having NFL draft content starting probably next week.
Okay, RJ actually got really lucky there, by the way. He needed a power bomb and was able to get it within the first few farms. That could have been really tragic. Okay, there is a map there. This might be Fantoon down here.
It's definitely possible.
I think, because this ice clip should be in Logic. With X-Ray.
Yes. You'd be correct. Yep, this should be Fantoon.
Gameaholic not going to bother with it for now.
And if it is Fantoon, that's the only way to get there.
Well, this could be Fantoon down here as well.
Yep. Oh, it is! Oh, that's game for Gameaholic. That's game.
That is really big. And there's no map necessary from here. Gameaholic knows where Mother Brain is. Although, not getting the map would mean we're doing a blind escape. So we'll see if Gameaholic wants to go for it after this Fantoon fight.
Yeah. I would. You find out where the ship is, so you're not blind checking it.
I would too, I would say. RJ actually gonna go to the...
Chat's
Go
letting
to
us
Fantune
know
first.
that he's already past the ship. Well, you
Oh,
know
has
what,
he? Never
Chat?
mind.
You know what? We just moved the ship. What now?
You know what? We're actually removing the ship. It doesn't exist
Yeah.
anymore. Okay, yeah, you see the ship right here. Never mind. Carry on.
RJ needs to get his
It
ship
is
to
going to
the
be a very
local
visible escape.
Yeah, RJ needs to get his ship to the local Federation car wash.
It's looking a bit rusted.
A little bit. Let's take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else! You're welcome for the SpongeBob reference, chat. Yeah, that enemy's a little too close, I think?
That looks good. Oh, it's actually a little too far for the
Yeah.
X-ray clip. No, it's definitely too far.
Yep. Gameaholic is Samus washing off the stench of this planet and that acid. Washing off the stench of Zebus. Or
Yeah, RJ's freezing the enemy too low. He's like trying to do the setup for without X-ray, but with X-ray you actually want to freeze the hopper pretty high up because the X-ray forces you through the crumble block.
That's definitely high.
Yeah, that's a bit too high. That looks good. Just needs to actually get on the enemy, you know.
Do a thing! Do a thing! RJ, please.
Having a bit of trouble with this.
A little bit. Gameaholic, though. Gonna head Bryn. Gonna head wreck ship. They head out of here.
It's a bit awkward, though. I may have tried to go the other way to try to get to the Bryn connector in Criteria, because I think that's what the game wants you to do to escape, actually. But, like, it does connect, though, right? Like, I haven't just been missing it, surely. Yeah, it connects right here. You just go through Dre and then down. But I digress. There we go. RJ getting the second round. X-ray. Unfortunately, he doesn't know where Ridley is, so he doesn't really get the luxury of skipping this map. Which means he's probably going back at it. Nice speed booster there for Gameaholic. Charging right up to Mother Brain's doorstep. There we go. RJ got that clip. Gonna get the criteria map. Unfortunately, get the bad news. Well, good news, I guess, for him. Ridley is here. The bad news is that Gameaholic has already done this. I think this is going to be another short escape. I see chat talking about the escape timer once again as we are approaching the end of the seed.
That we are. Get your guesses in, chat.
I guess it's not going to be too short. We have to go all the way through Rex ship, basically.
Ren.
And then the fastest path is that Bryn Criteria connector that we keep talking about. Because that leads to right above the ship, and then you just go down a sand pit, and then to the left, and that leads you to the top right of landing site.
I'm going 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
I think it's going to be well under that.
You think?
I think it's going to be like 140.
Gotcha.
Might be undershooting it, though.
$2:25, and that's what I wanted to guess too. Oh well. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Merkuzu, you win. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised it's this long. I don't really think there's that many rooms in between. But I digress. The important thing is that we get there. Gameaholic is now on his way. So, potential Game 3 coming up. As mentioned before, the deciding match will be double suit start. The winner will move on in the upper bracket to play Nito. It's a scary opponent, especially this early in the tournament. The loser will, as mentioned, be knocked into the silver bracket. Chat, I have excellent news. Never mind. I thought Gameaholic was going to the portal I keep talking about. I just wanted it to be relevant. I said it so many times. And it didn't even matter. He still has plenty of time, too. It's actually going to be kind of a tight escape. I think Gameaholic is going to realize that this wasn't the optimal route. This is he's gonna finish with like 10-15 seconds left. You actually see panning around, he's like, why is this so tight? But he should be fine from here, I think. RJ going for a spark up climb, but ended up sparking into the platform from the other side. It's a bit interesting. This is gonna be kind of tight, this escape. I said it already, but this is gonna be a bit close. Actually, this is going to be a lot close. Hold on. So we got to go all the way through Amphitheater. That's like a 10-second room. I don't think this is enough.
Nope. It is not.
I'm going to go for it.
He doesn't have the time. Yeah. Amphitheater is too big of a room.
Okay, so we'll see if Gameaholic wants to change up his route, or if he's just going to try to execute better. Because you can definitely still make that route work through the escape. But Gameaholic is going to need to... He's going to need the game. It's also worth noting, again, I don't think he will, but if Gameaholic fails the escape again, we're going to be basically tied. RJ is rapidly approaching Mother Brain. Alright, having a bit of trouble with this this spark here. Trying to spark backwards through Croc Speedway. Having a bit of trouble with it, and actually just gonna bail. Okay, Gameaholic. What does he do? Does he go the right way? Yes.
Yay!
I talked about this connector a million times. They call this extremely subtle foreshadowing. And again, it is worth noting that Gameaholic is going to be going into some rooms he's never seen before, but the ship is so close that he shouldn't have any trouble figuring it out.
Ta-da!
Knows he just needs to go down the sand pit. Over here through the sewers, and here we are.
Yay!
So Gameaholic is going to finish.
Game 3, ladies
in
and
first
gentlemen.
place, with an official time of 56:02, and like WXFan says, we're going to Game 3.
Yeet. Get excited, chat.
Get excited. You're going the distance.
Mm-hmm. We'll be back with Game 3 in just a few minutes. We had Varia plus movement. We had Gravity 9+1. We end with arguably the easiest category and the most even category. It's double suit.
Yeah, one of the easiest, but also one of the most complicated because of how much is open to you in the early game. It's really prerogative to be following those items you find early, to follow that logic, and really not get sent down a path that just leads you to nothing when you're still looking for morph and still looking for those ammo items. Once again, we start near Mount Everest. I think we started like a room away from here in Seed 1. We were very close, at least.
Nice close map, by the way, as well. Hoda Ruby. Ooh! Woo-hoo! A charge beam early! Let's go!
Well, that is definitely an interesting start. Both suits and charge right out of the gate.
Who needs Morph Ball when you're in go mode?
Well, honestly, kind of a blessing in disguise, seeing there's no item in the jail over here.
See?
That was one of our two items that was removed because we started with two of the items right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't need to go back for that. If it is potentially like if that was like a plasma or a speed or something, you might have been tempted to try to go get that later, but we don't need to worry now. Gameaholic is going to attempt to get to that map, but this is not going that way.
Nope. Chat asking me, someone finished their dinner, asked if they could have a cookie. Absolutely. Just not my cookies. Mine!
And we find our way to Criteria. RJ also headed this direction.
This is not the way to the map. That's all I'm saying.
It could be the way to the Criteria map.
That's also
We
fair.
find our first E-Tank. We need 3 of those to be able to survive the rainbow beam of Mother Brain, which is one of the last things we need to finish the game, given the whole both suits and charge thing. Okay, so both runners going to end up going the same way. Gameaholic actually going to reset all the way to the beginning.
That's tough. Loses charge beam.
I mean, the charge beam's right here, but this is an interesting play. Not gonna go for the Criteria map that you see is just right here. Look at this. RJ's just gonna get it right away. Or, well, soon. Has to get through this room here.
The Samus Eater room. RJ thinking he's a top-level speedrunner, thinks he can just deboost through this room like he's Oats and Goats.
Well, unfortunately, I find deboosting to the right a lot easier than deboosting to the left.
True. Wow.
A few majors here.
That's a lot of majors. One is morph locked. Early supers is...
No.
He can't even get the early supers major. No morph. Fish. Watering hole looks gettable. Yeah,
watering hole was very gettable. We can get the missile that's right next to, or connected to Green Brain Elevator. There was an X behind it that we can't get, but we can just get the missile and leave. And then that missile will get us to Lower Norfolk Elevator, which takes us to those majors at Watering Hole. Potentially 2 items. Well,
yeah, Key Hunter Stairs majors blocked in Bryn. Post X-ray room, not X-ray. High jump room is locked. Watering Hole could very well have our morph.
We have seen situations. RJ gonna check this out and find out it's X-ray. Can't do that yet. But we have seen actually happen in my race where the that watering hole item hid one of the X's. In that case, it was an E-Tank. In this case, it's a major. But it's very possible that that's like a power bomb and then a major, and so it's just hidden. So it's a good thing RJ's headed there right away.
Absolutely. And we're going to get this done and out of the way with now. Exclamation point R in the Twitch chat. Give the racers a follow. Exclamation point C to follow your commentary and tracking team. And there is the orb.
Yep, there's the morph. There's our first super as well. That's going to be real nice.
That unlocks.
Still looking for those power bombs, though.
Yep.
But the supers and the morph do put the Batuan E-Tank item in logic. We can go get that early super major as well.
Yep. Unlocks both of them. There was a power bomb door, though, so it'll be back way into the post-Batuan room.
That was... Did anybody else see Gameaholic, like, intentionally, perfectly maneuver around that platform so he dove into the plant?
Plant.
Did anyone else see that?
Plant!
He went for it.
But yes, Fifi, you can go to your local Costco and get your own cookies. Gameaholic is going to get some more missiles. But
yeah, we saw that from RJ. Unfortunately, those missiles are not gettable at the moment.
Nope. Derp, what's this room called that RJ's in?
I think most people now call it Plasma Spark Room.
Plasma Spark Room.
This is the room that you do Plasma Spark. It's not a very...
Can we workshop that?
I mean, the only other name I know for it is Pre-Cassius Room, because it comes before the Cassius Room, which is what people used to call the Pancake Room.
Pancakes.
Gotta have them. Yeah, there's some good room names. This was not an example of those, unfortunately.
Nope. I just call this one post Botwoon room.
I mean, it's just Botwoon E-Tank.
Botwoon E-Tank, yeah. Ooh, ice.
Speaking of which, we get a nice item here. Okay, so I still don't see another accessible X here in Criteria. There is the last major. Oh, RJ, gotta be careful here. Okay, he's fine.
Scotty's fine. Don't worry.
Nothing to worry about. Actually, if he fell down the sand, he would be blocked by a powerbomb door. But yeah, there's the major you see at early supers. And then I don't think any of the other X's here are obtainable, so we're just bailing from here on Criteria. There's no other portals and no other bosses, so we're just leaving and coming back when we can get to the ship. It's also a nice little full refill that RJ does not want. Now the tables have turned. It's actually Gameaholic tracing RJ's steps here. Going up to get this ice beam. Has been marked on the tracker for RJ, but the tracker is lagging a bit. So what is this? Is the bombs. That's going to be nice. Allows you to grab this E-Tank here, no problem. Which RJ is going to do immediately. Also would have made getting that ice beam a lot easier, but that's alright. Yeah, I don't, because the only other X's here are powerbomb locked. They're either below the powerbomb bridge in green elevator or past the powerbomb door to the left of Lower Norfolk elevator. So we're just headed back to Bryn for RJ. You could do the out of logic clip, the moonfall clip. But I don't think we'll be seeing that in this race, or any race in this tournament.
Moondance?
Nah. I mean, specifically like the clip in this room, where you like freeze the enemies in a specific spot and then moonfall into them to build up speed.
Interesting. Oh yeah, gotcha.
There are some people who can do it. Spiffy saying in chat, he definitely would have in this situation. I know Nito can do it as well. And I mean, it would have been pretty valuable here. You would have gotten a few X's out of it. And if one of those was power bombs, it was pretty useful.
I love this. So, we're obviously commentating this on the main SpeedGaming channel, right? Derp, right. I just got a Twitch notification that says, we think you'll like SpeedGaming is streaming Super Metroid. I'm on the channel commentating!
I mean, we're here, so are they wrong?
It's fair.
Think about it that way. Alright, so RJ taking this morph back to Everest, trying to get to the map, which is this way, but once again, we are blocked off by the Botwoon. There's one more door to check, though, and I'm kind of surprised neither of them went to go check it earlier. Maybe Gameaholic saw this and had to reset, but this top left door... Yeah, the map is right here, so we just haven't seen it yet. So what is Brinstar hiding?
We have seen Bryn. Game got this earlier.
Okay.
But he couldn't get anything here because everything was morph ball locked.
I see, I see. Well, there's an X over past the bomb blocks here in Parlor. Also an X in Croc, but I don't think we want to do that if we don't have to. A couple majors that are obtainable. A few more X's. Where's the portal out, though? I did not see that. Yeah, you can see Gameaholic just went back into Brinstar. It does have that map. My apologies for missing that. Actually, Gameaholic has not made it back to Brinstar yet. It looks like the most accessible stuff is going to be through a gate glitch. Funny enough. Go through the Morph Ball tunnel door in Parlor. Do a gate glitch through the room that connects Main Street and Crab Hole.
Main Street.
So can RJ get this cleanly? It's a big question. There is no save for him. Alright, well, not the cleanest, but the important thing is we got there.
To the save goes RJ. Very close game right now from both racers.
Yeah, interesting seed so far. Looks like the game's being very kind early, but we still haven't seen any bosses yet, so... The runners are just gearing up for a potential boss rush with the later half of the seed. There's going to be a lot of execution, a lot of these small routing decisions, and we'll see who comes out on top. It's going to be another super... Nope. There's our power bomb.
And space jump.
Nice item to have.
Yep, and again, like you said, getting the first power bombs here of the seed.
I'm not totally sure if that was the logical first power bomb because you had to go through a gate glitch to get it. I believe you need 15 supers for that. It's possible that one of the other obtainable X's was a super and then it just wanted you to go back for that. There is one up at Moat, and if he wants to go down, there's one a few rooms away for RJ, if he wants to keep chasing these X's. Gameaholic also got power bombs. I did not see where, though. Got a power bomb in Criteria. That's interesting. I missed where he could get one.
These. Moat.
It was in Morph Ball room. There's Morph Ball room through the other entrance to Criteria. Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, did I miss something? Weren't they all powerbomb blocked? The answer is yes, I did miss something, but it was actually just going around the lock instead of through it. So I feel better about that, missing that, at least. A little bit. Not a lot, though. So there were 2 more majors, I believe, in Bryn, and then the Turian connector at the top of Everest. That space jump is going to help a lot in getting there.
Yep. Space jump is one of the majors.
Yep, it is the one over by high jump. Or pre-high jump.
Super high jump?
That's the secret. We actually only named like half the rooms, and then for the other half we just compare where it is to the closest room that we did name.
Hello, Main Street.
Looks like a map is going to be accessible here. We'll see if this is Fantoon.
I'm gonna guess Fantoon, yeah.
Could be.
No.
It is not, though. I was going to say, it would be a little bit awkward because the right door usually connects to... Or the two right doors in this room usually connect to each other in a loop.
Yeah.
Just because of how the room is laid out.
So there's a lot of majors and no bosses, but Norfair.
Yeah, there's a major that's not currently accessible in logic in the plasma room. And there was one that was fairly obtainable to the top left, and then Turian. Looks like RJ's just gonna keep heading forward. Unless any speed locks are in the way, this is technically go mode. With that third tank, now it's really go mode, but again, you're doing a bit of a low percent Ridley and Mother Brain, which you may not want to be doing in a tournament race. So really just looking for a bit more ammo, and potentially another beam. Obviously that speed booster would give a lot of peace of mind as well. Gameaholic, meanwhile, heading back into Brinstar proper. We'll see how many majors he wants to go for. If he wants to go for this far one over by all these X's, if he wants to go through this one that's down through key stairs. Looks like Gameaholic is going right to the closer one. Not going to bother with the X's though, but we'll see how that turns out for him. Still would like a bit more ammo. RJ, meanwhile, gets the screw attack over in Turian and is now headed to Norfair.
Yeah.
I think that pause might have been late for Gameaholic. Yeah, didn't quite have enough momentum to get up there. And you see how annoying this room is without the space jump. Technically, Gameaholic could be doing bomb jumps to traverse to these higher doors instead of these gravity jumps. But that's arguably worse, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so to Norfair we go for RJ. Another E-tank is nice. Was that a third area with no bosses, by the way? Like, there was nothing in Turian, right?
No, nothing in Turian.
Alright, so the bosses are hiding today. They've had enough through this tournament. They're scared, trying to bunker down deep in the heart of the planet. This is going to be a long escape, too.
Yeah, not going to be easy.
Map is right here at the bottom right. This might be a Dragon. Nope. Could be a Phantoon, though. Actually, no, it can't be, because this has to connect to the sand pit. Or not? Never mind. Gameaholic, meanwhile, finds a Spazer Beam at the left, or the right major in Brinstar. That's gonna be nice. With all these tanks and the screw attack, RJ is going to have a nice and safe Phantoon fight, but see how fast it's going to be. It's 3 rounds, but I think he hit 5 missiles on all 3. Should be able to 4 round from here, though. Not quite. The classic fast eye open right after spitting a flame, so you can't hit the eye. And the eye closes quickly. How did Gameaholic end up in this position? I was not paying attention. This is not where you want to be.
Just hanging out having a grand old time.
This is not... This is what you call a grand old time?
He's having a good time. I don't know if I can say grand, but he's having a good time. Just hanging out. Not bothering anybody.
And the issue is that the bodies are bothering him in this case, but Gameaholic does make it back out. It's okay. Everything's fine. There's nothing to worry about. The Fantoon's down for RJ.
It's fine.
What is on this map? There's a Mother Brain. There's a few majors. Like you said, those sandpits are looking pretty stacked.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is Meridia.
Mother Brain. Mother Brain. Watch Meridia have every...
Ooh, this is fun. I have great news for you, Dogix fan.
Yes.
If they go down for the sandpit, if I saw the map correctly, it is a required spore spawn to get back up.
Let's go. It's not for me, it's for the fans. Do it for the fans.
We're also included in the fans, Wix fan.
You know
it's okay to admit it.
You're not wrong. Yeah, fair.
We are the fans as well.
Get wrecked, chat.
But it looks like RJ is going to bail on that for now. I'm going to grab this major first. It's a wave beam. That's nice. And now to the sand pits. Another E-tank. RJ's going to grab that, just to be safe. I don't think we've seen any speed lock. Answer chat. There's plasma, so that's basically perfect. Yay. If speed is in the other sandpit, RJ is cooking from here.
But Gameaholic is playing catch-up.
Yeah, he is. And he's doing a pretty good job. Actually, is he going to Meridia instead of to Norfair?
Grapple.
Well, it's not too bad.
Nope.
Game's actually going to this plasma major, actually. I said actually twice, so you know I'm serious. And I think he's realizing... Okay, so one of those long rooms has to be Frog Speedway, surely. You're seeing on Gameaholic's map at the top. But there... Look at that. Speed booster. That could be big.
Speed booster.
I actually forgot they had charge, so this plasma room was, I won't say trivial, but it wasn't too hard to complete. You had the charge to kill the pirates and then bombs to get back out. So it was just in logic, I believe, unless pseudo-screwing isn't in hard. Though Gameaholic is having a bit of trouble with it. With these speed kills. Fortunately, these pirates on the walls just die from your regular beam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gameaholic having some trouble with this room, but the reward is pretty big with the speed booster. Oh my gosh, this pirate is being a complete menace. And actually, RJ... No, he didn't reset. Just went back to the save. Okay. So, kept the plasma beam, kept the grapple. And is now going to head over to Meridia. Oh my gosh, this pirate. This pirate's gonna kill Gameaholic at this rate.
Gang, do a Super Metroid.
Alright, finally. Finally, we cleared that. Oh man. The good news is there is a farm right outside this room, so Gameaholic is going to get a refill. But as Chet points out, no health to spark, so we're gonna have to either do a hypo jump to get out, or do this bomb jump that you see Gameaholic is doing, which is a little bit annoying because you can see you can't really see where you are through these reeds, through these vines. But we've made it out.
Wait, and then what did I do?
No, the reeds have always been in the foreground, Spiffy. The reeds in Plasma Room. That is vanilla behavior. But you don't really notice it, though, in that room, because you don't actually spend a lot of time in a vanilla speedrun.
They rarely save off in chat.
Well, RJ attempting to make his way to the Meridia map. Not this way, though. Chat making a new suggestion to save rarely, save never. How do you feel about that?
That's your choice. Ask Cruel Beans how that went for him.
And bad news. Remember that speed lock we're talking about?
Hello, Speedlock.
There it is. Now RJ is going back. I believe there's one more major in Norfair for him to go chase before going back to Turian, where it actually is. It looked like the loop, to answer chat, was you go down Croc Speedway and then actually get back through the crumble blocks at the top of Green Pirate Shaft. So if there is a boss over there, or the area portal, there's no way without speed. Or X-ray and some very illegal tech.
Thanks,
yeah, RJ
Ness.
going to get... Sorry, go ahead.
Buddy.
What? Brooks fan was talking to his mailman?
No, his business over in chat, thinks he's, he saw me beat Dragon, like my first ever map rando. I soft locked myself because I didn't save before I went through a one-way, where I had to go beat Dragon 3 times, because stuff. I think I had like 3 energy tanks and like a lack of ammo.
Alright, so RJ was just eyeballing that plasma room in Turian. There's also the Spazer all the way down in Brinstar. But either way, RJ is going to have to backtrack, and this is going to give Gameaholic a lot of time to catch up. Especially if Gameaholic doesn't go for those sandpit items, which would give him plasma, but pretty high chance that game just grabs the wave beam and bails. Goes with the new route beam. So this is giving Gameaholic a lot of time to catch up. RJ got high jump there from below
This
Mother Brain.
could very well be the deciding factor of literally Speed Booster.
It could, but it's definitely not decided yet. RJ is still in the lead, I would say. Depends on how fast he's able to get this speed booster and get back to Meridia. Because even if Gameaholic pulls ahead, right? There's a good chance that Gameaholic does so by not going down that sand pit and getting the plasma. So if both are going through the same areas and Gameaholic's a bit ahead, RJ will still be able to catch up just from better firepower. And you're actually seeing Gameaholic is still doing a lot of out-of-the-way checks, looking for more X's. Well, RJ is not far away from that speed booster. It is going to have a lot less trouble grabbing the item thanks to having Screw Attack and Space Jump to get out. Here's the room, here's the speed. Is there a reason RJ has plasma turned off, by the way?
I don't know.
Oh, it was to do the ice clip. He didn't want to kill the Metroids through the pre-platoon hallway. Okay. We'll need to remember to turn that back on once we run into a boss, or right now. As we were talking about it.
Says we need to remember to turn it back on.
Listen, this is a group effort. When this is why I'm so critical of the runners, because when they mess up, it's kind of like I messed up, you know?
I mean, how many times have I jokingly said that the runners need to listen to commentary more often?
RJ is actually going to go back the way he came. Not going to go to that closer Meridia portal. That's okay, though. It's definitely slower. I agree with chat that it's an odd choice, given that he just looked at it on the map. But this is the way RJ's headed, so this is the way we go. Also bringing up a fair point that we don't technically know that there was anything behind that speed lock. It was the map, but it's very possible that nothing else was over there by the map.
Gameaholic hanging out with Shaq Hill.
Never a good place to be. RJ gonna take another safety save. Went through the power bomb side of Aqueduct to get to that save, then takes another save on the way just to make sure. RJ is clearly not following the save once, save never mantra, or whatever chat said earlier.
Yeah, with no space jump, Gameaholic is IDJing through worst room in the game.
Yeah, it was really the only option other than the frame perfect, pixel perfect wall jump. I think it's actually a 2-pixel window if I'm not mistaken, but it's still very tight. Not something you want to rely on.
Not at all.
Actually, I don't remember if it's 1 frame 2 pixels or 2 frames 1 pixel. I never remember. I just know it's hard. Alright, so RJ, that second save he took is actually potentially going to come into value if this map is in fact hiding nothing. Or at least there's nothing by the map, I should say. And no, that speed was required. Because there is a Dragon over here. And a crate, actually. We have seen Mother Brain, so we're just looking for Ridley, but yeah, where is Ridley? Where was Rex ship? Oh, you could have actually gone under
I don't think we
Croc
found
Speedway.
Rex yet.
Yeah, you could have gone under Croc Speedway to get over here. You could argue that was actually faster than what RJ did, backtracking all the way for speed. Oh, wait, there's Wreck Ship, yeah. Bottom left of Meridia, as the chat pointed out. And that is where Ridley lies. All the way at the back of the map. Then RJ will have to go all the way back to the front. Mother Brain being about at the halfway point. This map kind of blows, I'm not gonna lie. It's basically just a line. Just a full sequence. I haven't been watching what Gameaholic has been doing super closely. Chat asking if he's going for the map or just trying to blind. And I think the map is Is it this way? I thought this was the way to Meridia. Maybe the map's over here too. Nice quick grapple kill from RJ, by the way. Okay, the map is over here. It's this way and down. RJ going for the quick drops through those crumble blocks. Gets a couple of them. It's a bit tricky. There's a rhythm to it that isn't super intuitive. There is also a Fantoon over by this Norfair map. RJ fought that a while ago, at this point. Nice jump there. There's a major on the way. This is either Spring Ball or X-Ray. It is Spring Ball, and RJ does not want it. Probably would have turned around either way, since all of the X-Ray usage was not... Like, we've already killed Fantoon and Dragon, so I'm losing my mind. X-Ray wouldn't have done anything.
Time to fight Kraid.
Here he is. I didn't see exactly where the wreck ship portal is from here, but it's somewhere down in this area. I know that. Looks like RJ knows where he's going, though. The bottom right of Big Pink, perhaps? Big Yellow, in this case. Well, you would call this yellow, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gameaholic. Finally gonna get this Norfair map. Unfortunately, he spent a lot of time blinding stuff in Norfair.
Yeah.
So that lost a lot of time for...
You can see on his face, too, like,
Yeah, all the majors were over by the map, and all of that effort he spent exploring the right side or the left side of this area, it just didn't come to anything, really.
Nope. Best case scenario for RJ is he just blindly runs into Ridley at this point.
I mean, this is... Ridley actually connects to the map. The map is right behind Ridley.
I love it. Ridley guarding the map.
And RJ picked up a lot of E-tanks. I didn't see where he got all of them from. But he has 7+1 now.
I couldn't have called that better.
I'm sad I just didn't say it earlier. I saw the like shape of the map, like towards the map station, and I saw it could have been Ridley. Now I wish I said it and called my shot as well.
There you go.
I had the chance.
You did. And since you wanted to say it, you can also take credit. See,
That's at least like half credit.
There you go. Some credit better than no credit.
RJ has defeated Ridley. We'll see if he even wants to grab this map or these drops. Looks like the answer is no to both. We're just headed back. Remember that trek all the way through 6 full areas I was teasing earlier? Starts here. Although it's actually faster to cut out Norfair. You can go from Meridia straight to Turian through that one portal that RJ didn't take on his way back to Meridia. Actually, no, you can't cut out Norfair because that's where Mother Brain is. So never mind. So maybe don't do that. Actually. It's been a long series. We've had it all. We've had the tech issues in game 1. We've had 3 banger races. RJ looks to be taking it to a close. Just needs to head back to Mother Brain and then make it all the way back to the ship. Just certainly no walk in the park. It's going to be a much longer escape than the last 2 seeds. I think.
Yep, so this is lower bracket round 2, 23rd seeded RJ, 26th seeded Gameaholic.
RJ looks to be avoiding the upset here. As long as he can close it out. See a Sports Fun fight for Gameaholic.
Let's go. We get some Spo.
Yep. Was required to keep that plasma beam.
You're welcome,
as we know.
Gameaholic being a man of the people.
Yeah, we saw RJ do it earlier. Didn't point it out, though. I think Gameaholic was in some trouble at the time. That might have been while he was going through the plasma room.
It might have been. RJ headed to Mother Brain.
Yeah, Mother Brain is at the top of West Ocean.
Yep,
and
Game gets his wave beam.
Nicely done. Get that full beam combo. Actually have all 5 beams now. All 6 even. Got the grapple beam as well.
And the X-ray beam. AKA
Does not have the X-ray beam, I'm afraid, but that's not real. Doesn't count.
Give it to him anyway.
I don't know exactly how to get up to Mother Brain. I assume there's a connector at the bottom of West Ocean to the top. RJ's moving with a lot of confidence right now, though, so looks like he knows where he's going. Yeah, I see the connector. It's the crate entry. You take that up. Lemon squeezy. Got the spring ball to get up here, or the regular bombs. Whichever floats RJ's fancy. Doesn't matter too much at this point. Oh, he doesn't have spring ball. That's right, he saw spring ball, and then just left it. It was just right there. It was on his screen. He decided he didn't want it. Just think, it would have taken a second to get it, and he would have saved 1 second there.
Alright, here we go. It's Mother Brain time. Oh, and so appropriately, is this even randomized?
Yeah, the vanilla connection there. Unfortunately, RJ did not quite get that short charge, so just going to do the X-ray Zep skip. Or the ice Zep skip. Not using X-ray. I would hope. If I'm not mistaken, to answer chat, there is actually a way to skip the Zebs with X-ray. But, again, it's some more forbidden tech. And I think this one might actually be forbidden, because I think it involves out of bounds. You can do X-ray climbs to climb up the rooms from past the wall, but once you go past the room tiles, then you've gone too far. RJ finishing up Mother Brain 2. Gonna pause and make sure he knows where to go. Basically a straight shot down after you get to Turian. And then it's another straight shot down to get to Brinstar. Like from Brinstar to Criteria. Then Criteria is a little bit more complicated. It's pretty much just straight right though. Chat predicting the escape timer. It is actually a lot lower than chat was guessing though. It wasn't even as long as the one from last seed. Yeah, I thought it would be a good amount longer. But maybe that's just because of how many areas you need to go through. You're actually not doing a ton in these areas though. Like I said, both Brinstar and Turian, you're just going straight down essentially. RJ needs to get back into Main Street. Double checking to make sure this is the right way, which it is. Need to go down Climb, so that's the left side of Everest. Gameaholic, meanwhile, did take down Dragon. Well, all eyes were on his opponent. Unfortunately for him, RJ is seconds away from finishing up the seed. This was a really well played seed from RJ.
It really, really was.
Yeah, I would argue like a really well played series from both runners. Really, obviously, Gameaholic had the shambles in Game 1 and had a few spots in Game 3 where he lost a lot of time just to prevent himself from dying. But it was still a really well played series from Gameaholic. It's unfortunate that this is his final match in the gold bracket. Doesn't grab the Springwell though, so Springwell fans can
rejoice.
Cheer for Gameaholic one last time in the gold bracket before he is unfortunately knocked down to the silver. But this is RJ's moment. He approaches the ship. Saw this earlier.
He's done it. He's earned it. A very close series. Very well played series. And RJ takes down Gameaholic 2-1. 2-1, chat. That's right. Get those GGs in chat. Hello, Lopter. 2-1 for Mr. RJ. Very well done for the racers. We're gonna get them in here for a little post-game interview.
Yep, looks like both of them will be joining us in just a second. Yeah, as mentioned earlier, RJ will be moving on to play Nito. And speaking of RJ, here he is right now, as well as Gameaholic. GG's, y'all. How are y'all feeling?
Yeah, thanks. Pretty stressed. I wasn't sure at the last one. I wasn't sure how close, but I was feeling a snipe coming.
Like mistakes were made, especially on that first game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got Morph right away in the first one, like a minute something. And I knew, I was like, okay, well, we have Spring Ball, so that's not, once it was Morph there, I mean, had to be Space Jump, essentially, is the only item, and that was, so far away. Or, the logical Morph.
Yeah, unfortunately, I followed that logical route, since I forgot to check up that elevator early on.
I'd say that seed would be bad with following logic there, because, yeah, then you have to go all the way around, get base, come back, get Morph, way later. But that last one I asked, where did you end up about game?
Which one? Which seed?
On the final seed.
Final one? Trying to remember, because I found Mother Brain early on in Fantune, but I think I spent too much time grabbing a bunch of ammo when I found all the beams.
I didn't get speed, and then Meridia. I went to Meridia, and that was speed locked by the Croc Speedway, so I was like, oh no. Because I wanted to leave the majors behind because I had all the beams already and everything good to go, except for speed. And then, I don't know if there might have been another path to get there, the map. Meridia,
I think there was. You could have gone through
was
Wasteland.
Turian or something, I think. Yeah.
You would have had to do it blind.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true too. So I just went back to check 2 majors, and luckily the second one, it wasn't too far away to get it. But I felt like I lost a lot of time if you had speed or something and then went there that way that I went. But I was worried if that happened.
Speed was a little annoying to get because early on, unless there was another major I missed, that was in Plasma Room.
Yeah. I didn't have anything to kill them when I saw that major the first time from the map.
They were pseudo screw.
Oh, true, but how much? What I 2 E-tanks at that time, I think. I don't know how much damage.
I was at 9 health
twice.
when I left that because I made a lot of mistakes in that room, and I had a super long save away, so I don't know how. I just barely walked out with that speed.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask y'all about the pick and ban for this series. By the way, y'all both banned the 2 non-starting suit categories. I believe it was RJ banned no objectives and Gameaholic banned the Metroids no MB2. Oh, sorry about that. But I guess, what were y'all's thoughts going into the pick and ban for this series?
I mean, no objectives is the most RNG base seed, like the moment someone finds charge or very early on, they're just that much farther in the lead. And sometimes
Yeah.
it just feels bad, like when you try to skip a lot of majors, since you don't really need that much for Mother Brain 2. Like, there are times when you're actually forced to kill bosses, and there are times, and it just feels really bad when you make just one bad misplay, and it just. I mean, you can say that for a lot of randos, but it just feels even more so with those settings.
Yeah, like I think because with no objectives and Metroid, you kind of just both trying to like keep your items to like as little as possible. For the like, I mean, you're always trying to do that, but like even more so, especially because there's no MB2 in Metroid, so you don't need like anything to survive. Really, you just need to be able to kill the objectives and then get to Mother Brain and have enough ammo to break the tank and kill MB1. So you want to just like keep minimum, but then if like Ridley's blocking something and you just skipped a bunch of majors or something, and you get locked behind Ridley, if you're doing like something blind to get a map or something,
Yeah.
then you could just get screwed by that. And then yeah, I just Metroids. I don't know. Every time I've done a Metroid seed, it's always just been like one of the worst seeds ever. I usually gonna just be banning that probably for the most part.
Well, definitely no shame in that. It is a pretty popular ban
Yeah,
at the moment, it feels like.
yeah. I feel more people are banning that than no objectives on average. I think from what I've seen. It's like between those, usually it seems one of those is banned, and then maybe like double suit or something, or Grav 9 +1.
Alright, so I guess I'll go to Gameaholic specifically. I believe this loss will send you down to the silver bracket. So I guess, what are your thoughts on that? How are you feeling about the remainder of this tournament?
Well, I think is there either going to be RJ? Was it RJ or Nito? Because I think the winner gets to
Yeah, I play
against.
Nito now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll probably be dropping down there soon enough.
I knew that I was going to get dropped sooner or later. If this wasn't the seat, if this wasn't the race, it was going to be the next one. But
Right.
I know that RJ tends to get pretty close against, because I've seen the last few races, and you've gotten pretty close to Paths and Emmett's time, which are also veteran,
Yeah.
insane map.
I feel like
players, so.
you and me are pretty good, pretty evenly matched. Because I feel like in a lot of the community races, you'll end up beating me by like 1 or 2 spots a lot of the time. Like I'll be like really close.
Yeah.
So
Although I
think
haven't
we have a
done.
pretty good. Yeah, you've been. I think haven't been in a lot of the races lately, maybe, but
I figured you've definitely gotten a lot better since then. So I
True.
wasn't feeling too confident for this one, but I'd say let's give it a go and just see how well we did. And I'm glad we brought all the way to game 3.
Oh, and was it the first seed? I did that X-ray like stand-up thing in what was it? Pre-high jump room. Is that? I didn't really know how to do it, so I kind of lucked out that I actually clipped through. I had no bombs at the time. I forget what I ended up getting out of that, but I think it was solid. And
Did
I
you ever
tried the second game also had the same thing, but I didn't even look at the map. And it was just to get a missile because it was like PB jail, I think, on the other side of the door. I spent like at least 2 minutes probably trying to do that stupidly.
I was shaken on the second game just because I had a choice of doing it blind. I knew what the internet route was, but I never got the map for criteria, and so I never knew what rooms had to go through with the internet route. And so I tried backtracking, and I was like probably 5 seconds short from making the ship. So I decided to go for the blind trip, and fortunately it was pretty simple about it. I wasn't sure if a blind escape was worth it or not.
Yeah, I ended up having like all the maps, I think, in that one. Maybe. I knew where the ship was and everything anyway. And then yeah, like I said, I was starting MB2, I think, right when you finished in that one. It was somewhat close as well.
Yeah, I'll have to check that race out since that's got to be a really close one.
Yeah, definitely interested to see how these seeds went for you, like to watch them back. And with the commentary, it should be hopefully a good, fun time for everybody. So I had a lot of fun there. Going to game 3 too, so that was also pretty hype and stressful though. But
I'm not gonna lie, I was losing it a little bit on comms that nobody just ever took that connector, the Criteria Britain connector.
Yeah,
Even
Dirk's
before
got
the
some
issue.
words for both of you, by the way.
I mean, those weren't my words. Like, please take
Which-
that.
which,
Read the criteria. It's where you wanted to go.
I
Which
totally
one
missed
was
that.
it? Which
I think-
seed?
I think that was 2.
This
The one where
second one?
Yeah, that was the second race.
Yeah, I'll have to check that because obviously I missed some. I guess we both did.
Yeah, listen, runners, GG's. That was a ton of fun. I got nothing else. It was a very great best of 3. Very even. Very back and forth. Very happy I got a chance to call this race. Hung out with Derp, calling it as well. And then, of course, doing his amazing things on tracking. Derp, anything else you want to ask the runners? If not, I'll wrap us up and get out of here.
No, I don't think so. If either of them have any final thoughts, though, you want to say before we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll just say thank you guys for doing the comms. Much apprecited, Derp WX. And then thanks for the tracking and helping get everything sorted as well with because the race time lobby stuff was not really working properly with the bot. Yeah, glad everything worked out. And thanks all. Oh, and good luck, game, in your next matches as well.
Likewise.
Game, what about you?
Ooh, well, I have to see. I don't think the silver bracket's up right now, right? So I
No.
guess I'll just have to see who
Yeah.
the next one is. Although with some of the top players like Emmett and Nito in the lower brackets, there's still going to be some pretty sweaty players that's going to be there sooner or later. So let's see. But other than that, yeah, it was fun. Like I said, I'll definitely have to. I think game 2 is like the closest one, so I'll have to see how close that game turned out.
All right. Well, fantastic. Here we go. We are done with this best of 3, ladies and gentlemen.